As you may know, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, the sci-fi game that released in 2019, features many different types of dishes and cuisines from not only Japan but from across the world. Through playing the game, it's quite obvious that the food plays an important role, and for that reason, I wanted to make a video talking about it. I did my best to include everything, however big or small, so if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. The first food I'm going to talk about is the pastry, crepes, which are a very thin type of pancake made from wheat flour, milk, and eggs. You can usually find it served in two different varieties like sweet or savory, and they can also be filled with different fillings like jam or cocoa spread. They originated in Brittany, France in the 13th century and are served around the world. One of the more interesting locations they were served at was the Capcom Limited 13 Sentinels X Marion collaboration event in 2021. The event featured different flavored crepes themed after some of the characters in the game, and when it comes to how crepes were featured, well, you'll see Iori, Tomi, and Miwako eating them on their way home after school. When I think of 13 Sentinels, one of the first things that always comes to mind is Hijiyama and his precious Yakisoba-pan, the popular Japanese street food. It's a stir-fry noodle dish featuring buckwheat noodles, pork, and vegetables. However, in this case, our reference comes from a variation called Yakisoba-pan. The dish consists of noodles and vegetables that are sandwiched in between a hot dog bun. For that reason, it's often referred to as the noodle bun. It was also featured as a dish at the official Capcom X13 Sentinels Cafe, with Hijiyama himself making a star appearance. Next, we have Hamburg Steak, aka Hamburger, which is a patty of ground beef popularized by Germans around the start of the 19th century. It's made from finely ground beef mixed with seasoning, egg, breadcrumbs, onions, milk, and formed into patties. It's then cooked by either frying, roasting, or smoking, and is often served with a side of potatoes, vegetables, and its signature brown sauce. It also had one of its own dishes at the official Capcom Collaboration Cafe featuring both Jiro and Miura. While in the game, Megumi cooks some and Miura says it's the best thing he's ever tasted, along with it being Jiro's favorite food. Botamochi, or Ohagi, is a Japanese confection made with rice and red bean paste. The rice is soaked for an hour, cooked, and then a thick azuki paste is hand-packed around pre-formed balls of rice. It's eaten as a sacred offering in Japan, often during the spring and autumn. In the game, Tamao Kurabe makes some for Miura, giving him 5 of various flavors, including strained red bean, coarse red bean, and roasted soy. Now we have Nikuman, which is one of the few names the Japanese have for the Chinese baozi. These are a type of filled buns that either come stuffed with vegetables or meat and can be prepared in numerous different ways. They're served in orders of 3 to 10 via a steamer, and often they're served with things like soy sauce, vinegar, and chili paste on the side. In the game, they're eaten by Iori, Tomi, and Miwako on their way home from school. Grilled mackerel, or saba shioyaki, is a Japanese dish. It's grilled, salted mackerel served with lemon, lime, and a garnish. It was one of the many things served by Megumi to Jiro during dinner from the other night. It may have only been mentioned for a brief moment, but Anpan is the next dish. It's a Japanese sweet roll most commonly filled with red bean paste. However, it can have other fillings like white bean and green bean. In the game, this dessert was mentioned by Goto to Tomi while he was in the cafeteria with her. Yakitori is a Japanese dish that features chicken, sweet crunchy onions doused in sauce, and is grilled on a skewer. This is one of the items that you eat on the way home from school with Iori, Tomi, and Miwako. Chikuzen-ni comes next, and is a Japanese dish originating from northern Kyushu. This dish is made up of braised chicken, vegetables, and is commonly eaten during the new year. This was another dish served by Megumi and cooked for Jiro. Miso soup is a traditional Japanese soup consisting of a dashi stock, which is softened into a paste and mixed. There are many different ingredients you can add to it, like vegetables, tofu, meat, and more. This is one of the items served by Megumi during their dinner from the other night, and it can be found along with the others mentioned in the mystery files. The next food item is soft-serve vanilla ice cream, which was invented in China at about 200 BC. This is shown both inside and outside of the game with Iori. In the game, she's seen eating ice cream with Tomi and Miwako on their way home, while outside of the game it's also shown through her Nendroid, since she has a cool ice cream part. A bento is the Japanese version of a single portion takeout or home packaged meal, which are often used for lunches. In this case, it's a bento packed with meatballs, large umeboshi, hijiki, boiled spinach, kinpira gobo, an omelette, and butter sautéed squash. It was made by Megumi and given to Mira, who enjoyed it with a view while on top of the riverbed. The second food to feature a bun in this video is hot dogs, which consist of a Vienna sausage in a bun, most commonly served with toppings, whether they're condiments like ketchup or vegetables like lettuce and carrots. They're known and associated with things like American culture and baseball, even though they were originally imported from Germany in the late 1880s. You can see them in-game being eaten by Iori, Tomi, and Miwako. One of the sweeter dishes featured is definitely the Pear Tart, often considered to be the sister of pies and developed in medieval ages. It is a baked pastry with an open top and sweet filling. This filling can either be both sweet or savory, but is most known to be fruit-flavored. In the game, it's featured as the most popular item sold in the first floor shop of Tomi's apartment complex. Since 13 Sentinels features different eras of Japan that intertwine with each other, it leads to having differences in certain foods because of technical limitations. In this case, I'm talking about chocolate, which was given to Kisaragi by Ogata in 2025. During the later part of the game, a few canned sodas are found by Ogata. The two drinks turn out to be an energy drink and a fruit juice whose brands are unknown. And that finishes off the food of 13 Sentinels. If you were interested in cooking any of these meals, Atlas actually has recipes for crepes, Hamburg Steak, and Yakisoba-pan that are up on their blog, so check them out. How many of these did you catch? How many have you eaten? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoy 13 Sentinels content, I have loads more on the channel, whether it's reviews, unboxings, or history, so don't forget to subscribe if you like my content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.